All right. So, Periscope. So obviously you've used Periscope before. You've got a login, those sort of things, right?
Yeah.
So the thing about Periscope is it's just like any other social media, and what that means is the more time you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. So the first thing to really understand is you got to ask yourself, what is it do you actually want to get out of Periscope? What is your goals? What do you want to achieve? Who are your target market? And so this is what we're going to start off talking about, because there's so many things about Periscope, but it really depends on what you want to achieve. So let me just set out like some of the things you can achieve. You can achieve through Periscope just a brand following. You can just get brand exposure, nothing else, right? Just brand exposure. People know who you are. That's one thing you can do. So you can become an authority. Um, Another thing that you can do using Periscope is you can create a show that entertains people so much that then you get this huge following that people then want to create some sort of sponsorship with you. The next thing is you can do is you can use Periscope obviously to create leads for your business, and then you can create Periscope to make sales. And so those are the big ones of how to actually use the social media. And so that's the first question that I want to ask you when it comes to your business, and anyone who's listening to the recording. That's the first thing you want to ask. So, Alex, what do you want to use Periscope for?
Well, I think my main idea is to get leads because that's what I'm struggling the most with.
Hmm.
And I like to have fun, but I'll leave that to my friends. So leads, definitely.
Okay, great. So, when it comes to getting leads, that's a really great way, and we can go right into that today. And I think a lot of people want to use Periscope to get leads. So you need to ask yourself now is who is your target market, and what kind of shows do your target market want to actually be on? And because the first thing we've got to do, and I want you to write this down, is an A, put an A, a C, and an E. ACE standing for ACE. Okay. You
Yeah.
first off got to get their attention, then you've got to get them curious, and then you've got to either engage, entertain, or educate them so that they then want to buy more from you or they want to get something else. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about a lot, is how to get their attention, building up your channel. But also, in order to get leads, you need to have something that they've got to go and put their email address in to get. So we've also got to ask ourselves, okay, so this target market, what would they love to get from you? Do they want to be on a newsletter? Do they want to get on a webinar? Like, what do they want to get from you? And I'm going to talk about different ways that you can get leads as well. Okay. But let's just talk about some of the basics of Periscope. Obviously, I know that you've been on a lot of mine. You know how to use it. Um, have you ran your own Periscope yet?
Yeah, but I didn't have much success. When I first joined, like I met another guy that he happened to be a coach. So I joined his and he joined mine and we talked. But when
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to like get my Periscope running, didn't tell anybody and just put a title, emojis and stuff, but nobody joined. So I was like, that's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah. So, do you have a Twitter following?
Yeah, it's not very big because Twitter is not very big in Brazil, but now and then some random people add me on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where do you have people?
My Facebook account has around 800 and 150 friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like half of them, like maybe 400 are like overseas and 450 in Brazil.
Okay. So let me ask you this: um, who who's your target market? Who do you want to have on your who do you want to get leads of? It's a really important
Um,
question, because before we start thinking about anything else, we've got to think about, who do we actually want to get the leads of?
first I was gonna like aim at like self-employed people and small business owners,
Mm-hmm.
more like professionals like dentists, doctors, lawyers especially. Um, but then and women like those people, but like women.
Okay.
Women because I think like they are more open to advice, and men sometimes they have an ego and a bit more arrogant, so they might start debating and stuff, and that's not what I want.
Okay. So what we want to do is we want to create a show that's going to get their attention. Okay. So a lot of times we've got to create something that they want to actually tune into and watch and be a part of. So we need to name, your channel and your show and your brand, your Periscope brand, so that people actually want to engage in that. So it actually gets their attention. So what are some of the ideas of the show that you want to have to be able to get women who are professionals? Sorry, entrepreneur, professional, work business owners.
Hmm. Well, from my coaching clients, I noticed that they have a good product. They are good like professionals, good lawyers, good chiropractors and stuff, but they struggle either with they managing their finances. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have a clue, and they don't know how to get more leads. Like they have the word of mouth sort of thing going on, but that's that's not enough for them.
Cool.
So I learned a bit of AdWords and pay per click and these things, but I never actually got like a successful campaign. Like people would click and stuff, I would get ranked like second or first in some AdWords, but then conversions wouldn't be good.
Mm-hmm.
So like in the website thing. So
Yeah.
that's something I would like to improve and like, but that's another part. But I
Well,
think
the whole
something else
reason
that
is that going out and hunting like that on AdWords, people will still go look. And when I searched stuff that you've done, uh, we just got to have this. There's just got to be credibility,
hmm
and not like it doesn't need to be like, hey, I've made $1 billion, but it just needs to be. They need to be able to know who you are, and that's what the show's going to do. So that's why you need to have a show,
hmm
because people they need something now. People don't just want to make a quick decision. They want to go and find out who you are and what you talk about, and that's why having a Periscope show is going to be so good, right?
yeah.
So what show do you think they want to like be a part of? Like what's the name? What do you want to create? So this is the first thing everyone listening in, as well. What do they actually want to be a part of? What are you going to talk about? What's your theme? What are you going to be doing?
Um, like I've looked around for like similar stuff, and when I had just lawyers in mind,
Mm-hmm.
saw that they had like lawyer communities on Twitter and on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
but they were mostly run by another woman. So I was thinking about something that my mother said that women like to be treated like in a nice kind of way, and she said they have this like gentleman sort of style.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking of like something that um, would make them feel good
Mm-hmm.
and that they will be treated well. Like I'm not my style is not like the harsh or a kick in the butt. I need to get the kick in the butt, but they I don't think they would appreciate that as much.
Mm-hmm.
So some sort of like um, I could get out other people to talk about like beauty and like how to dress and things like this to get their attention to.
Mm-hmm.
But my main goal is like change their mindset, like present them to other opportunities and help them grow their businesses.
Right. Right. So it's a business growth channel, right?
Yeah,
For professionals.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. So you're basically going to brand yourself as an expert at growing. small business, small professional business and service industry, like lawyers and chiropractors, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's your
like
brand.
yeah, like expert. Like I don't know if I can consider myself an expert, but that's what I'm aiming to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah,
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we need to create a brand that attracts people who then want that. You know.
hmm
So what kind of brand or what show do you want? Is it
well,
because we got to attract them, then we got to you know move them into something cool. I'm just going to add Bishop in here as well. He's on.
like they seem to watch a lot of like those romances, like Twilight and um, these like TV series that are like really popular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was thinking like fall in love with your business sort of thing because
Yeah.
um, they like what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They're not liking the results they're getting. Maybe I think they're similar to the coaching thing. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
scrape by uh, if they are working for a firm or for another organization, they would like to be their own bosses, but they are afraid to jump out and get their
Yeah.
own clients.
Nice. Nice. Hey Bishop, good to have you on, man. We're just covering, just kind of getting clear on, what kind of show and who he's targeting and that sort of stuff before we go into the how to. So just to fill you in, basically, Alex wants to create a brand on Periscope to get more leads, uh, and the business that he wants to build is in relation to professionals, small business professionals. So like a lawyer or a dentist or a chiropractor, someone who's kind of gone to university, got a got a high skill, makes money, but now they're kind of self-employed, and they have the same challenge, it seems, that Alex is facing, which is how do I get out there and grow my business? They love what they do, but now they've got all these business things. So we're right at the beginning of getting this done. So all the listeners out there are probably doing the same thing as well, getting really clear on their brand. So good to have you on, man. Yeah, carry on, Alex, man. Carry on. So let's get really, really clear on what do we want this Periscope channel to be about. What do these people actually want to be a part of? That's the question.
I, like I have a good friend of mine that he's a dentist and he's a good dentist. He is my dentist, but he's also like worried about that. Like he paid for all the equipment and chairs and everything, but he doesn't have many clients yet. And I
Right,
think through word of mouth takes a long time for you to build a reputation.
right. So it's something about stress free business, the stress free business coach or the stress free business channel, or the small business success channel, or the Brazilian small business success. Like, what's resonating with you, man? So, what's your decision?
So I would go
Start.
overseas.
Yeah, yeah. So here's the difference. Okay, um, overseas is going to take longer for you to build trust and get them to like you because there's that distance that they know that if they pay you, they know that they can't just come knock on your door and see you. So overseas is gonna be longer, but will be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But in Brazil, in your home country, it will be faster because they already know who you are, so they get to know you and like you and trust you faster in your home country. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not about which one will work. It's really it's not about the exchange rate because you just got to find the right price that works. It's not about any of that. It's really about, do you want to play a long game right now, or do you want to play a fast game? Bishop,
Yeah,
do you?
just quick wins.
Yeah, I would have to say that Brazil is a huge country, man, and people already know, like they already like them, they know they'll know you. You'll be able to connect with them better, and you might be able to meet them on Periscope or on YouTube or something like that, and then actually go down and see them face to face.
Right. Yeah.
I always say build locally, start locally, build globally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my advice: is go Brazilian, go for Brazil, and really create that. I mean, and anyone who's listening to this recording, because we'll put this recording up as well, is you'll notice that we haven't really talked about Periscope yet, and that's because there's so much other stuff that we need to get clear before we even start on the how to of Periscope, because this is what a lot of people do is they just go in and they haven't thought about who they're targeting, what they need to offer, those sort of things. So it's really important. So here's what I'm hearing: Brazilian Brazilian marketing channel, the Brazilian business marketing channel, or the small business in Brazil, or something around that. What name have you got in your head, Alex?
Um, Maybe marketing stress free would be good because that's what I want them to feel like, get the stress out of their mind and get their marketing going like effortlessly.
Cool.
Marketing stress free. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I like it. I like effortless marketing as well, or effortless business, the effortless business channel, like how to make business effortless. Like I kind of like those two words. So they're great. And you know what? I really like creating a channel and creating like a solid brand. Um, so I like the way that we're going with this. It's good. It's good. So where we're at, we want to get leads and we want to create something that's valuable to these small business owners, right? So that you get their attention, you get them curious about how you can help them, and then obviously you turn them into solid leads that then you can follow up later. So I really like where we're heading. Bishop, do you want to jump in and add anything?
No, I mean I think it's spot on, and I agree that you should build locally first, and then take it globally. And a lot of people, it's kind of like people make the mistake of I serve everyone. It kind of
Mm,
falls into that same category.
mm,
And the more you can niche it down and get more specific in the beginning, the more money you're going to make and the bigger brand you're going to create because you're going to be able to create that brand awareness a lot faster where you're at right now. And remember, like we always say, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And another Brazilian is going to trust another Brazilian a lot faster
mm-hmm.
because you can speak the same language, you understand where they're coming from, you can really get into the mindset and the conversations that they're having in their head because you can address different challenges that people might have in Brazilian that are totally different than people have here in America.
Yes.
So you're going to be able to speak directly to those individuals and then all of a sudden become the expert and the go-to guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in Brazil, there might be different legal issues, there might be different internet issues, there might be just a different way to approach social media marketing. That's completely different than what we have here in the U.S.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I would define, I would really do some time and define some of those pain points that some people might have in Brazil, and
Hmm.
then address those in the very beginning with your opening statements and everything. Really address how you're there and understand the pain points that people have in Brazil, marketing their businesses and growing online. And then I think you'll build a much stronger and faster brand that way.
Hmm.
So this leads us to the first milestone, which is setting up your profile. So everyone listening, and Alex, we weren't able to set up your profile really until we had what it is that you wanted to get out of Periscope and kind of a name. Okay, so
Hmm.
let's talk a little bit through that, setting up your profile, getting in the right way. So number one is your photo. And I think it is so important to have a photo with your face. And I think I can see your Skype photo here. I hope that's the one that you've got. But one, that really shows you as in the right frame. So you got to be looking at the camera and really they just want to be able to see your face because those icons on Periscope, they're so small, okay? So, you might even want to screenshot it a bit, crop it a bit, and get as much of your face on there as possible. Be looking at the camera, smiling. So, you've got a good photo. So that's the first thing. The second thing is let's get your name and let's get your name and your description really sorted. So, um, we're how are we going to name you? So for me, I think mine's Chris Duncan dash Total Freedom TV or Growth Hacker or something like that. So I will have a clarifier next to my name because you'll see when everyone's names pop up on Periscope, everyone's just using their name at the moment. But if you actually just call yourself something, people know who you are. So what are you going to call yourself? Remember, you can change this whenever you want. But what are you going to call you as a Periscope channel? What name are you going to call it?
Mm,
Sounds like you got some
um,
thinking to do.
I was thinking like business builder or business renovator or business. Um, I don't know. Um, I'm not really building their business. I'm like more expanding and developing,
Hmm.
like a business enhance.
Cool. So let's just go like let's just get something in there for now. Let's have your name and then just say business enhancer. Okay, just for
Hmm.
now. The key tip here, everyone, is that on your name, put your name and then put a dash and who what it is that you do, because it shows up in the Periscope feed. I don't even know if they call it a feed, but you guys will see when people search for you and when you're talking and when they see that you've got a scope live, that will be next to your name. So it's super important. And the next important thing, I'm just going to just fly through this bit, Bishop, and then you can jump in with what's coming up next. So um, the next thing is the description. Okay, in this description, you just got to basically just tell people who you are with as small amount of words as possible, and how your channel will help them. Right. So is it an entertainment? Is it an education? Is it like small quick wins? So I think my one says like entrepreneur, best-selling author, uh, coach, something like that, and then I say Total Freedom TV, showing you how to triple your income, have more time off, and half the time you thought possible, something like that. And then I say catch me every day, and I have a daily time that I'm scoping.
Hmm.
right? So they just know when to catch. So it's really like a TV show they can tune into. So I've seen others do like mindset, money, meaning, the blah 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 trainer, or others just got they're not actually teaching anything. It's just like welcome to my life or something, and people follow them because they're funny. But I get the feeling that yours is going to be quite a serious educational based um,
Yeah, more
channel.
like little hacks, like how they can promote themselves and tips
Mm.
and tricks, and maybe little softwares they can use to reduce the like maybe paperwork or like labor, like calendars online and things like this. Just like little tricks, I think.
All right, cool. So it's basically a business tip channel that gives them tips and tricks on how to enhance their business. So uh, just write your clarifier in there. That I help small business owners um, to enhance their business. This channel will give you tips and tricks, small tips and tricks to help you get fast results or something like that.
Hmm.
Uh, use some emoji things as well. I'm not big on them, but apparently they people like them. Others like
Yeah,
them. Cool. So,
and think
mhm.
just as you mentioned emojis, sometimes I see people with like very long titles, and sometimes I think I don't know if it's because of that or what, but they seem to get like a bigger sort of like tape or space on the thing. Does it matter? Like how big is your title? Does it show it more, or if you write just a little, does it show it less?
Well, there's a limit to how much you can have in your title that will show up. Um, the point is you've got to create something that people want to be a part of more than anything. So each show, and we're going to talk about how to title each show in a second. So let's just leave that for now. The description's got a set limit of how much you can have in your description, and it's super important because people are going to check you out. Another key thing, and I know you don't have a website up yet, or maybe you do, maybe I've got that wrong, is you can actually put your website in your description.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a cool little tip so that people know where to go and find more from you. Get more here and put your website straight in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically your setup. Okay, so everyone out there, you've got to get yourself set up on Periscope so that people know who you are, how you can help them, what your show is all about, how to find more from you. You've got a smiley, happy face, and you'll be astounded how many people don't do this properly. So look at mine, look at Bishop's for some inspiration, and also now look at Alex's as well. So um, cool. Bishop, do you want to jump on in, man, and
Yeah,
Kara?
let
Yeah.
me share my screen here. Cool. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So this is my phone.
I'm still not seeing it.
Oh, I can see it.
Let me
Maybe
know.
now.
You can see it now.
It's loading. Yeah, yeah, got it.
Okay. So one of the hold on. I just took off Periscope. Go back to the Periscope.
I can see Periscope.
Yeah, it just but on my phone, there's a little delay because I have it on my computer. Let
Oh.
me bring it back because you'll see it leave. So let me make it full screen. Okay, cool. So like he was saying, so I just put all this in there right now, and so make sure you put um, your your link is one of the things I was going to say. I can't remember if you said that. That's new that they let you put links in your description so people can click on it. So we have like scope domination right there. I actually got um, 4 leads today from just scope domination, just because people came to that link right there. And then so on the name, I kind of put just little jet setter stuff there. And so one of the things too is that, and I did this just so you can see. So you see how my name, Bishop the Boss, right there, is different font than some of the other font. So what I found too is by changing up the font, um, it's going to help you stand out as well. And so there's an app. An app you can get called Cool Fonts. You can just download that from Google Play Store. Cool Fonts Pro
Mm-hmm.
is a really good place where you can get some really cool fonts, and you could do some cool different things there that it allows you to do. So that's one thing that's really important. Another cool thing is um, make sure in your settings that here where it says follow user goes live, make sure that if you want that notification that you absolutely have these set on. Um, when people are following you, one of the reasons I have it set on where it says user follows you is because when someone follows me or someone comes to one of my broadcasts, one of the things that I do that has really increased actually clients for us is I will send them a message on Twitter and say, hey, thanks for attending the broadcast. It was great to see you in there today. Let me know if you have any questions on what we discussed today. Or I'll send a message if they follow me with the same kind of languaging. I'll say, thanks for following Periscope. This is, and I'll remind them, this is what I scope about. This is when I'll be scoping. And if you want more information on me, then I'll send them a link. Like I'll send them Scope Domination or bishopstewart.com or something like that to immediately create that engagement with that particular person. Oh, hold on. I need to take my phone off that setting. Okay, and then one of the real important ones is down here at the bottom where you see that it says auto save broadcast. That's
Hmm.
very, 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 very important that you have that set so that it's automatically saving your broadcast and it will actually download into your phone as an MP3 file. So you want to make sure that you have that setting on as well. Is there anything you want to mention here, Chris, in the settings?
Yeah, mine doesn't just do MP3. Mine comes right down as a video.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. It comes
Oh,
down as a video. It saves in a video on actual Periscope, but then it also saves into my actual phone. So it's off of Periscope. It actually saves into my phone as an MP4 because with Edge, it's saved as a TS file. And so a lot of people have trouble trying to figure out how to convert that, etc. So here it will actually save into my gallery on my phone as a video, an MP4 video that I can just upload straight to YouTube or whatever.
yeah.
Okay. So what happens here is that it will save on actual Periscope for 24 hours. If you have it saving on Periscope, it'll save for 24 hours, but also it will download into your phone and you can always have it at that point. Okay. So that's why I have this clicked right here. And so that's one of the things you want to click. Anything else here, Chris, before I change it?
No, man, that's I mean that's exactly what I have as well. And I mean I've stopped uploading them off my phone. I still get them downloaded to my phone, but I'm just using Catch, which we'll cover in a second,
Okay.
uh, a lot more now. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Catch is awesome to use. And you can also just send that straight to um, what do you call it? Straight to YouTube. But there's a reason why I like to also download them here, and we'll go through that when we go through what to do with your videos afterwards. Is there anywhere you want me to click on, Chris? Kind of want to show him certain things, or do you want to go back? You want me to stop screen share and
no, man, it's good. The screen share is really good. I think just to see the setup and stuff like that. So that's great. Do you have any questions right now, Alex, on the actual setup? I know that you've used Periscope before, creating your name and your profile and all that, and your kind of your channel. Are
No,
you all
it's
good?
all pretty. Um, the only thing I didn't know was the fonts that I could change there, but I'll have a look into the Full Fonts Pro, and I'll Shouldn't be too hard.
Nice. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
it's really easy to do. And the cool thing is, you can use those fonts in your title as well, and they help your title stand out. And you can also do them when you're engaging with people in the broadcast, so it makes people notice you more. And so people look and like, oh, whose font is that? Who's writing with that cool, font? And so people are going to look at your page more as well. And so
Mm-hmm.
one of the things with me is I actually use scopes every day, but I'm in a position because we own multiple companies where I have to do multiple scopes every day with our other brands online. So it's a little bit difficult for me to be on all of these at the same time, but it's really, really a powerful, powerful platform. So, Chris, where do you want to talk about now?
Well, now that we've got this set up, now it's really time to start talking about how we're going to start and getting your how you're going to promote your scopes, like what your titles are going to be, um, and like some of your content, how to find good content and things like that. So let's just dive right into that. So um, a lot of people get the setup and they don't actually get started scoping, Alex. And we want to actually have you scoping and having other people listening to you. So the first thing to understand is that there's no way to make a mistake, because you just got to be you. And that's the key, is that you've literally just got to start and you're going to get good at it. Okay. So here's basically what I do. Okay. So step one is I want you to really think about a good time of the day that your audience is going to enjoy checking it out. And then I just want you to commit to at least 5 days a week at that time, right? Just 5 days. Doesn't even have to be long, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but a regular time, so that people know when to catch you. Okay, so that's the first thing that I would suggest. The second thing we've got to ask ourselves is, okay, now that we're committed to a date and time, how are we going to get more people onto our Periscope? Okay, so the way I do that is I announce it to my networks about half an hour before. I say in half an hour I'm going live, and so that's one way. The other way is there's a bunch of people already on Periscope. Okay, and so the easiest people that will jump on your Periscopes and promote you are actually people who are already on Periscope. Does that make sense? So I also want you to add a commitment that you'll jump on one person's Periscope every single day and actually be engaged, with your goal to hijack as many of those followers as possible. Okay, and I'm going to give you a little strategy on how to do that. Okay, if you jump on another person's scope, the biggest problem is that that person can't type in, okay, when they're scoping. So one way you can make that person love who you are is you can basically type in notes for them or stuff that they're saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if they're teaching about marketing and they say the word, they say, so step one is target market. You type in step one, target market, right? You type it in for them. You become their like their assistant. Now, what this does is they go, man, that person was awesome. They start doing shout outs for you. They start saying, everybody, this Alex person is awesome. Go follow him. You go, yeah, thank you, and you get to create engagement. Okay, and so that's how you can start to create more followers doing it that way. So one, schedule your posts. Schedule ahead of time, and then have them regular every single day. The next thing is jump on every single day somebody else's Periscope and be the best audience member they've ever had. Okay, and so those are two ways to make sure that you actually get people on your scopes. Being consistent is the first one. The second was actually promote it to your audience 30 minutes before. And the next one is jump on other people's scopes. And I like using the word hijack. Hijack other people's followers and attention over to yours. Now,
Should
yeah,
should they jump on like scopes that have a title that resembles to my
of
scope?
course,
Like they should
only
be
that. Don't waste your time on anything else other. Yeah, great question. Thank you. So the point is this: is that if you want to find people who want to learn about marketing, well, guess what? They are listening to somebody else talk about marketing already. Make sense?
Yeah.
All you have to do is go over there and give value first to that person talking about marketing, and that person's just going to shout out. They're gonna have to say something if you just sit on their whole scope every day and type in notes for them. They're going to think you're the best person ever. And the reason why I'm telling you this, someone did this to me, and now we're in business together. And her name's Sherry. She's absolutely awesome. And if she ever listens to this, it was so cool to meet her on Periscope and have her just be such a great listener, such a great audience member. I said, "Who are you?" And then I wanted to talk, right? So that was what was really important. So that was some of the things I wanted to talk about, just getting yourself started. And now I want to actually talk about your title. Okay. A lot of people try to recreate the wheel when it comes to titles. Okay, but don't don't be so silly and don't waste your time. Here's what I want you to do: is the best titles are already being written by the best copywriters out there. So the guy that I love, his name's Neil Patel. Another guy I love is Russell Brunson. I love Ryan Dice. I love anything that Tony Robbins puts out. I love all these people, right? And they're putting out content every single day. All I have to do is go grab a title that they have used recently, and I use that and I change it a little bit as my title. Does that make sense? Unless I don't do that anymore. But 5 years ago when I was starting, I just went and grabbed other people's titles, because here's the thing: is they've gone and probably spent $10,000 on a copywriter to get that title perfect and for their blog or for their video or something else. Okay, and just use theirs.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to write your own title, the best title that I've found is "How to X Without Y in Only a Certain Amount of Time Period." Right? That's my favorite title, but I think I shared that already. So the title is really important. Now, when it comes to the title, use up all the space in the title of your that you can. Okay, and get a hashtag. Bishop's probably about to go nuts telling you all about hashtags. Create your own hashtag that you use every single time. Hashtag Total Freedom TV. Hashtag Entrepreneur. So remember that it gets pushed out to Twitter, and people get notifications when their hashtag is used.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so use a hashtag on your title to make sure that people actually turn up. Bishop, do you want to jump in here?
Yeah, it definitely. I agree with the hijacking people.
No, man, you crushed it. Sure, sure. So, I mean, I covered it nearly everything that I wanted to cover a second ago. Um, so basically, here's the big point for your titles is you do not have to try to recreate the wheel. There's already captivated titles out there that are the headings of blogs or all sorts of other things. I think a lot of people are always trying to recreate content. You know, you just don't have to. I mean, sorry, they're just trying to make up their own content all the time. So what I do is I just take inspiration from my 5 to 10 favorite people, Gary Vaynerchuk, whenever whatever he's doing, whatever his titles and stuff are. Like I just take inspiration, and I turn that into my title, and then away I go. Um, Other than that, make sure you use the whole space of the title. Use the right hashtags that you know, and also you can tag your friends. Like I always tag Bishop, because then I know that Bishop doesn't mind, um, and that will mean that my scope turns up on his Twitter, right? So you know, because I put a at Bishop Stewart on there, then it turns up on his feed. So whenever I've got space, you know, I write my title, I put my hashtags in, and then if I've got any space left on that title, I'm either going to put a couple emojis in just to make it stand out, or I'm going to tag some people, some of my friends that I know have no problem that I've tagged, and they just get that I'm just doing it to get onto their feed and get some people from their list. So that's basically everything I have to share about titles, Bishop. Do you have anything else, man?
Yeah, one of the things with titles that's very important is the fact that you want to use your hashtags, and the reason for that is because you want people to be able to search, but also let me. I need to reset my phone just really quick, Chris. If you could go on real quick, it's resetting. Just give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. So there's Bishop's likely to show a little tool that he uses around hashtags.
Okay.
But there's quite a few hashtags that you'll see people are using. I know that right now there's dope scope, and there's what's another one, scopeathon, scope train. There's like
Yeah,
these certain
Preneur, all those.
Peripreneur. Yeah, yeah. So there's a bunch, and you know, just getting your head in and watching other people's periscopes and stuff will get you in and starting to see what some of these hashtags are that others are using. But you also want to create your own. So you know, we have the profit hackers. So we'll hashtag profit hackers, or I'll hashtag a lot of times I'll hashtag Total Freedom TV. Just things like that, so that people can then they can search and find all of my scopes and things. So the other thing that's really important in your title is to put the catch hashtag catch, because if you want to actually have your scope automatically saved to catch.me, that's catch spelled with a K, KATCH. That will make sure it's up there. So I've got this whole catch with every single, and I've done 220 periscopes now, and I've got all of them recorded up there and they're just sitting there with all the hearts. But you know the most important thing is that all the comments are there as well. That's one thing that when it saves to your phone, you don't get everyone's comments, and this is going to be important, Alex. When we start telling you and teaching you about how to get people to give you their email, you want to have the catch.me. This is probably the most critical thing. I can't believe I missed it. Is if you're going to ask them to put their email address in, you want to be able to find it nice and easy. And so maybe I might just screen share and just go a little bit longer than I was going to. Let me just show you exactly what I mean on my catch. I'm just getting it up right now. Just give me 1 second. Sign in with Twitter onto catch. I'll just share my screen.
Can I ask a
Okay,
question
I can
about
do it too. So let me know when you're done. I'll come back in on that.
Yeah. Say that again.
no, I said
Uh,
have up what I was gonna bring. Oh, go ahead, Alex.
uh, with the tagging that Chris said that he tags you, like so if I follow, let's say the president, and I put like at president, does it mean that it's gonna show on the president's like feed or
On
like
Twitter.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I could like be like not spamming, but I could be jumping in front of like his audience by looking at president, for example.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's really powerful.
Absolutely. And another reason, I'll wait for Chris to finish his screen share because I got to show it to you.
Cool. So you can just go into here. So this is my catch, right? So this is catch here. That's how you spell it up the corner here. It's katch.me. So this is, I've done 162 broadcasts that I've catched in here. So they're all here. So what's really interesting is I can just click on one, right? So I had this one here that I just clicked on. And see up the top here, Alex, see where it says comments?
Yeah.
So I can just click into comments here, right? And so right here, if I had asked someone for their email, that's not a good example because I don't have email. Let me see if I can find one that has their emails in there. Um, business growth hacks, insane growth tips. Which one? Which one? This one. This one, I think. All right. So if I go comments here, and I go down, 1 second. So you see how I can quickly get all of their comments, right? And so like these people here, I can click on them and I can be talking to them. So see here, can you see all these emails? Liam Bohem, 93, Helena, CJ, who's now a client, Devon Style, Roshan, who emailed me, and this lady I talked to yesterday. All right. So look at all Chelsea email, Anthony Davis email. So see if I didn't have this catched, I would have to go back and watch the whole freaking show just to get their emails. But because it's catched, it's right here. So all my assistant does is she comes here, just goes copy, puts it straight into my email software. Boom, got the email, send them out whatever it is that I'd ask them to see. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
the biggest reason why you gotta have catch, in my opinion. So this is catch. Cool. So they're doing this way. So this is just I'm just going to carry on a little bit here, Bishop. So this is all that my assistant does. Everyone listening, is she just goes here like this, and this is Lex. She'll just click straight on Lex like that. Okay, that takes straight to his Twitter. Okay, and then all she'll do is she can send him a tweet, and she can just say, you know, how are you? Here is the free giveaway. Bang. And tweet. It's straight in there, right? So now I've just messaged some guy who was on my scope a while back. Got it? So this is some of the follow up stuff that you can do, and it's made so much easier if you just have catch put in there. Cool. All right, back to you, Bishop.
Okay, perfect. Awesome, awesome, my friend. So let me hit this.
I've lost you, Bishop. Are you there?
We know you have a Samsung now.
Yeah, I think we've lost him. But that's okay. Alex, how is this all tracking with you? Here's what I want to do is I don't want to get you having too much information. So I want to empower you at this point to get out there and do your first scope, and let's finish off the other half of this training once we get some feedback on that. Does that sound good?
Yeah, um, I'm writing heaps of notes, and it has been really valuable. I'm getting
Oh,
more
of
than
course.
what I expected.
Of course, of course. So let's let Bishop finish up because I know that before he got pushed off, he was in flow. But let's finish let's finish up at halfway, halfway through this. We've got so much more to share with you, but I'm just concerned of the rate of consumption, how much you can actually consume here. And so what I would love you to do is I'd love you to go and we talk for the in 7 days and for you to scope every single day for 7 days and practice what we've been teaching. Otherwise, I feel like you're just going to end up with like a workbook full of stuff right now. And everyone else listening as well, I would love you all to turn off this recording and actually just go out there and spend 5 days and then come back for more after Bishop just finishes off with what he was sharing. So, Bishop, man, now that you're back, over to you, man.
Yeah, yeah. So, and actually, it's good that it died because the battery died right now because I was really getting into flow. And Chris and I can teach this stuff forever. One of the things I love, me and Chris doing stuff together is that we both just love providing value. On the spur of the moment, we can just go and go and go
Mm.
because we really want you guys to get the success. But I agree 100%. We don't want to overload you today, so we can definitely stop and bring it back. But I know you had a certain question about how to deliver your content. Was that the question, or
Yeah, yeah.
okay? So one of the things that you can do um, is I have different styles of presentations that
We've got so much more to do, but implementation is going to get you there much faster than information. So everyone listening, and of course Alex as well, who's on live, uh, go set your profile up. I hope you did. Get your channel name, know who you're wanting, know your intention of your show. Set that up. Commit to doing a show every single day. Uh, don't recreate the wheel. Go find some titles that are going to work. Use those. Use exactly what Bishop just shared about what it is, how you're going to talk. And JFDI, just do it. Just get started. And go out there and start scoping. Use the tags. Use the hashtags. Tell the people that you know, your different tribes that you're in, the different Facebook groups, your Facebook communities, your email list. Tell them when you're going to scope. Get them on. Add some value to their lives. Ask them to follow you. Ask them to share out to their Twitter and those things when you're doing it. And we're going to finish this off with another session. And we just want you guys all to get in action. We don't want to overload anybody. Instead, we'd rather just see you get in action. So we will talk to everyone else in the very next session. And I'm just going to turn the record off now.